quite a high noon shootout, but what's half an hour between enemies? The fans of Celtic and Rangers will be hoping for the best, but fearing the worst. That's football for you. The one sure thing about today, Davey, is it's going to be totally unpredictable.
Yeah, it very rarely lets us down this fixture, and I'm really looking forward to this, I have to say. This ground is absolutely crackling here this afternoon.
Football in 2010 starts with a bang, and it's the loudest of bangs. It's Celtic against Rangers, and Lafferty goes up with Robson straight away.
Well, I think Tony Mowbray's had one look at Walter Smith's team sheet and he's switched Aidan McGeady onto the left-hand side. I think the boys in the studio referred to Stephen Whittaker playing in the left, probably to double up against Aidan McGeady. So an early switch there for Tony Mowbray, just moving McGeady out there to Nacho Novo's side.
Samaras, and Weir going for that, but it's Broadfoot who's able to steer it back to McGregor. The first goal is crucial in every game, but especially this one. Only once in the last 63 league derbies has the team scoring first lost, and that was when Chris Sutton scored after 19 seconds in 2002. He's a man for these kind of occasions. He's certainly rubbed Rangers fans up the wrong way a few times. McCulloch. Nguemo's playing his last game before going to the African Nations Cup. Fortune nearly, but just nicked away by Wilson.
Did really well, the youngster there on the stretch, but had to react very quickly. David Weir caught there. And young Wilson did really well to save the situation for Rangers.
Here's Boyd. The SPL's record goal scorer now, having smashed Henrik Larsson's record in midweek with 5 against Dundee United. Nacho Novo, who has been feeling a little ill this week, but he wasn't ever really going to miss out on a trip to the arch enemy. He's got a good record in these games. Broadfoot. Lafferty pushed up front alongside Boyd in the absence of the suspended Kenny Miller. Lafferty hanging in there. McCulloch tries again, and a handball shot from McCulloch. Lafferty has a go, and Celtic eventually clear.
Yeah, eventually. Struggling for anybody to get their foot through the ball there. And this first 5-10 minutes will be just what we expect. Fast, frenetic. A crucial stage of the game for the referee to keep the lid on it.
Tony Mowbray needs to win this derby. Celtic 7 points behind, which is a big gap, even with a game in hand. Lafferty will send that back to McGregor. Hoisted high in the direction of Boyd, but Gary Caldwell's got his eye on it, and Caldwell will get a free kick.
I think the one thing you can say about the 4 centre-backs today, Ian, they can all go tight. I don't think they have to worry too much about midfield runners.
Samaras.
As you look at the central midfield players of either side, they don't really have a player who'll go into the box beyond the front players.
I think it's a free kick for an earlier offence, actually.
Well, you're going to get a few of them early on in the game, and this is when it's going to take a good referee.
Danny Wilson up towards Kyle Lafferty, whose hand was high, but Caldwell won it anyway. Rosas, Caldwell. Hinkle quickly closed down by Lafferty and by Whittaker.
Oh, I didn't want it from Gary Caldwell. Gary Caldwell should just have played it long there first time.
There's a handball from Samaras. Wilson. Caldwell all over Boyd. That's going to drift away from Fortune.
Well, it's the right idea from Rosas, who's got a good range of passing. And the minute Celtic got possession, the opportunity was on his way into the channel.
Astonishingly, Rangers have scored 17 goals in their last 3 matches. They have brushed aside the likes of Hibs and Dundee United. Celtic did suffer a defeat at Hearts before Christmas, but generally they've been winning 2 in recent weeks. Samaras.
Well, he did enough to win it, but not to knock it down. Trying to find Fortuna there. But young Wilson applying just enough pressure.
Danny Fox determined to win that. He was injured when the teams met at Ibrox in October. Aidan McGeady, he's gone past Broadfoot with ease.
Well, he did really well to get down the outside there, Aidan McGeady. Typically quick feet to get away from Kirk Broadfoot. By his standards, this is a poor cross. And Lee McCulloch did really well to get goal side and block it.
The majority inside Celtic Park would dearly love an early opener for the men in hoops. To set the tone, to set their stall out. It's Barry Robson to send it in, over the head of Louvens, and Samaras didn't do much with it. McGeady might. Novo clears. Hinkle. Patch in front of Fortuné, but Caldwell aims for Samaras. Stephen Davis on hand to guard the situation for Rangers.
Well, Samaras did really well, but no real support getting into the box. Nobody breaking their neck to get onto the end of the knockdown there.
It's McGeady. He's a man who can make things happen. Robson. Handball shout, a big one from Barry Robson against David Weir.
Well, they're very rarely given. The ball has travelled such a short distance. Well, it certainly strikes David Weir high in his right arm, perhaps his shoulder. I don't think he's particularly wide. I think he's quite narrow there. I don't think his arm is in an unnatural position, so I think Steve Conroy got it right.
The usual flurry of activity in the early exchanges in an Old Firm game. Robson tries again. Caldwell not allowed to get near it. Krusas. Cannons off David Weir. Hinkle. Nacho Nova has gone down. And he seems to be in considerable agony, and Rangers with so many injury problems already have a big concern here about Novo.
Oh, he signalled right away to the bench that he's in some trouble here. He's trying to come out here to put pressure on the ball. He runs across the front of Samaras. I don't think there's any deliberation in it. Just two players going in opposite direction. There's no malice in that for me. He looks as if he's going to be okay, Nacho Novo.
Walter Smith will be hoping so, because his squad really is stretched to the limit at the moment, with so many players absent, and Kenny Miller suspended, of course, for this one. A few teenagers on the bench today. Novo, one thing for sure, is not getting much sympathy from the Celtic fans, but he looks like he's all right. Rangers were quick out of the blocks in the October Old Firm game, 2 up inside 16 minutes. Kenny Miller with both. He had scored by now, but he's not involved today. Novo has returned.
I thought he might have played through the middle today. I think Chris Boyd prefers a partner who's mobile, who moves defenders, who goes in behind. Walter Smith's gone with Kyle Lafferty, but that may change as this game wears on.
Helped on by Whittaker. Nguemo. Robson. Over towards Samaras. Nagidi takes over. And just look at him go. Brilliant from Nagidi. Corner.
Well, they do well to see out Rangers, because this lad has such quick feet. And as Neil McCann said earlier on, he can go inside or out. And eventually Rangers get enough bodies goal side just to squeeze him out here as he was about to pull the trigger.
Well, they've had a series of corners already. Can they make this one count? Celtic's need is urgent today. Robson in. And it's off Glenn Leuven's goal kick.
Nacho Novo's struggling. I think they'll give him a few minutes to see if he can run this off. But the little Spaniard has taken a sore one.
And Walter Smith downstairs, and we'll be hoping that Novo can continue. He does have Edu on the bench as an option to bring on. He's just back from injury. Davis, offside Boyd.
There's a way of fraction earlier there, Chris Boyd. He's right on the shoulder. A position that you'd expect to find Kenny Miller in this situation. He anticipates the pass. Well, I'll tell you what, he's level. He's done Leuven's there.
That's the assistant referee doing Chris Boyd no favours there. Samaras up against Papac, who has been a consistent performer for Rangers. Rangers don't want to give the ball back. The fans are gathered in that corner. I don't think Hinkle was going to get too close to them to ask, but Nacho Novo is seriously struggling, and this is going to be a bitter blow for Rangers.
Yeah, I think it's a dead leg. He's taken a sore one to the thigh. Sometimes it can tighten up, sometimes you can run it off, but he's clearly struggling here.
Well, he's enjoyed his longest run in the Rangers team for a few years in recent weeks, but it's game over for Nacho Novo, and on comes the American Maurice Edu, who made his first appearance this season when he came on at Hibs last week after damaging knee ligaments on the final day of last season. Slight rejig for Rangers, more on that in a moment, because Celtic have a throw.
Stephen Davis wide right, you would think.
Yes, Edu joining McCulloch in the midfield engine room. Stephen Davis has often played out wide anyway for Rangers. Barry Robson's got a free kick off Stephen Whittaker.
Well, Crosshass is in a hurry to take this, but I don't think he should be. This is a decent angle here for Barry Robson to sling one in. Leuven's has certainly gone up. They've got one or two good targets there, Celtic.
Hinkle can't find a way past Whittaker.
I don't know why Gary Caldwell changed the angle.
Tony Mowbray lost his first Old Firm game as a manager. He did win 3 as a player, and scored in one of them, in fact, on his Old Firm debut. The managers really are under intense pressure and a bright spotlight on days like this, especially Mowbray, who has found the going a little tough so far in the Glasgow Goldfish Bowl.
Well, much of that has been down to Rangers' form in December, hasn't it? They really have turned the screw on Celtic. And I think it's important here today that Tony Mowbray's side don't try to force this too much. If they do, they're liable to lose their shape and get down on the counter-attack. They've got to keep a discipline about their play today.
And Boris has blasted that one straight into the stand. Lafferty, did that strike his hand? Yes, it did. Gonna have to give the ball back, Kyle.
Just a misjudgment in the control here, just pops up onto his right arm.
Samaras. Nguemo. Fortuné. Poked away by Weir. Fortuné. Robson. Whittaker caught him in a minor way. Nguemo. McGeady. Fortuné. Celtic will come back for more with Hinkle. Fortuné.
We had Aidan McGeady. Don't think he quite spotted the run of McGeady.
Robson. Samaras closely watched. Danny Fox coming in at that far post, and it's another Celtic corner.
Stephen Davis did well to defend it. Totally aware there of Fox coming in at the back post as Barry Robson played the switch in.
Change of corner kick taker. It is Danny Fox this time. Robson, who had been taking them previously. Nguemo out by Weir and by McCulloch. Boyd can't keep it going though. Davis. And Danny Fox got back and was clipped by Lafferty.
Yeah, it's accidental. Fox just coming across the front there of Kyle Lafferty. Don't think he saw him coming. Good feet by the full-back. In the absence of Kenny Miller today, Rangers really don't have the outball, don't have the option of knocking it long in behind. Kenny Miller would chase that type of pass all day.
Crosas. Samaras. Weir for Edu, on for the injured Novo. Rangers casualty list growing by the game. Moritz shuffling away from Lafferty. Fortuné won it, and here's Samaras. Rangers have another man down. McCulloch.
He's certainly caught here by Fortuné. He's every right to try and win it, the striker. He's certainly caught Lee McCulloch in doing so.
He did not need any treatment, so the game will resume.
Well, he's not the type to throw the towel in, Lee McCulloch, is he? This game is right up his street.
Just a bit. Crosas. Samaras. I think he was going to get a free kick eventually, and he has.
Well, it's good pressure from Morris Edu. Steve Conroy, the referee, again I think did well, tried to let the game breathe until he saw there was no advantage for Celtic. And this time Barry Robson will certainly put it in the box.
And Caldwell and Louvens will join Samaras and Fortuné in there. Will this be a key moment for Celtic? Robson takes it. McGeady, he didn't really connect, but McGregor was put under pressure and fouled, was he? As the referee called it back. It is a free kick.
What is he given? I'll tell you what, the ball's in the air a long time. Aidan McGeady doesn't catch it properly. Well, I think Alan McGregor's very lucky there. Don't see a great deal in that at all, and that is a major break for Rangers. It's a total misjudgment from the Rangers keeper, who could have come and punched that. Well, that's hard on Tony Mowbray's side, I have to say.
I don't think his assistant referee gave that either. I think that was Steve Conroy's decision, and he got it wrong. And Alan McGregor with a huge let-off there. It's Samaras though. They're on the prowl again. Samaras, eventually Whittaker cuts across. Steve Conroy's first Old Firm game, and that was a huge decision. A decision that certainly favoured Rangers. Hinkle. Robson. Samaras, away by Weir. Nguemo looking for Fortuné, and McGregor having to smother that. It's another corner, and Celtic having a really good spell.
Yeah, he did really well to chase it down there, Fortuné. Wasn't prepared to give it up. This pass looked a little bit heavy here, I've got to say. A good change of pace for Fortuné to win the corner.
Well, Celtic with yet another corner. It will be Barry Robson to take it, and Caldwell. McGregor has clutched that. Louvens and Lafferty go up for that. It drops kindly for Stephen Davis. Edu. McCulloch. Papac. Broadfoot up against McGeady, who's got the better of him. Offside against Marc-Antoine Fortuné.
Very, very tight. It's Danny Wilson who's last for Rangers. Stepped up. Did he get up in time? Well, the assistant reckons so. His opinion's the only one that matters. Rangers just caught squeezing the game up here. Danny Wilson deepest. Oh, he's well onside. He's a couple of yards onside there, Fortuné.
That's levelled out the Chris Boyd one at the other end, I suppose, but Celtic will be bemused as to why Fortuné's goal didn't stand. This first half is flying by, as per usual. It's the kind of day when nothing less than total commitment counts. You have to give your all, or you will soon be found out. No hiding place when the Giants of Glasgow collide. Nguemo almost turned into Boyd. Louvens, who had a poor Old Firm opener back in October. Fortuné denied a goal, and Weir there too, and Rangers get the throw.
Oh, that's good pressure from David Weir. Fortuné, you have to say, looks right in the mood this afternoon. Very mobile, good physical presence about him. Came on and scored that screamer at Motherwell recently. Just as we were saying that he doesn't score enough goals. Louvens. Crosas. Hinkle. Papac stops it, reaching Robson. Well, Barry Robson's angry, and rightly so. If Hinkle plays it to him first time, he's down the line there. Wanted a touch.
Robson, skip past Papac, gets the free kick.
Well, he had a look at his assistant there. It took a long time for the assistant to react here. Nice little spin by Barry Robson to get away from Papac. He certainly clipped her.
Well, the assistant didn't put his flag up until the referee blew his whistle. It's a handy free kick anyway for Celtic. And they really could ask a question or two here. Davis and Papac in a two-man wall, and Steve Conroy making sure they're back. It's a crowded box awaiting this free kick. It's Robson, and it's cleared by Whittaker. Robson tries again. Lafferty back helping out his defence, and he's been barged by Leuven's.
That's certainly a free kick there. But this, the big talking point in the match so far, I think we'll see that Stevie Conroy just outside the box here. Aidan McGeady didn't catch this properly. Fortuny, every right to challenge for that. And I can't quite see why that was disallowed. We have to assume that Stevie Conroy had a decent view of that. He can't give something he doesn't see. Fortuny certainly has his right arm up, but that is very, very soft.
I'm not convinced McGregor was expecting to get the free kick then. Problem here for Nguema.
Yeah, Edu up early, broad foot piling in as well. Happy New Year.
Now that is an Old Firm sandwich. Sonny Mowbray had a grand old time at Hibs in his previous spell in Scotland. Managing Celtic, rather different matter though. Papac, he's lost it to Samaras. Papac recovered. Boyd, McCulloch. He's going to spread it to Broadfoot. Danny Fox has won it back. Nguema for McGeady. It's opening up a bit for Aidan McGeady. And just look at him go. He's used Fortuny. Oh, offside. Offside.
Well, he's got to hold the striker. He reckons he's on, but he certainly looked up. Terrific run from Aidan McGeady. Kick Broadfoot caught ahead of the ball. McGeady too quick here for Lee McCulloch as he breaks in behind him. Half a yard at most. But he's got to hold. He can see everyone that matters there, Fortuny, as he's looking across the line. No real surprise that Celtic have had most of the ball. The disappointment for Tony Mowbray is that they haven't really managed to capitalise on it.
Lafferty for Whittaker, who's turned into Nguema. Robson, one back by Whittaker. McCulloch. Samaras. Edu. I thought Steve Conroy was going to blow his whistle then, but he didn't. Whittaker. Trapped by Robson. Hinkle there too. Fortuny showing interest. Keane always gets to an Old Firm game when he can. Spent some time, of course, as a Celtic player. Davis robbed by McGeady. Sense of anticipation from the Celtic supporters when he gets the ball. Flag stays down this time. Samaras. Fox. Fortuny, Robson.
It's a real chance. He's only going to get one touch and he has to take it high, but it's a chance nevertheless. Just hung up back post by Danny Fox. Fortuny applying the pressure, and as young Danny Wilson tries to get out to squeeze here, Barry Robson has to take it early.
Barry was actually at Rangers as a kid, but never made the first team there. Misjudged by Boyd. He certainly hasn't had too many opportunities so far. Kyle Lafferty may well be getting a yellow card for that challenge. He's left Hinkle in a heap.
Yeah, not a difficult one for Steve Conroy, this one, is it? He's let one or two go. Always reluctant to go to the pocket too early in this particular fixture, the referee, but he had no choice there. Oh, that's a shocker. That is a shocker. Tell you what, he's fortunate that's a yellow card. Oh dear, oh dear. That's a straight red card, and Steve Conroy is in a perfect position to call that.
He is one lucky boy, Kyle Lafferty, that is for sure. And thankfully Hinkle's not too badly hurt, but yes, it could easily have been a red. Shocker of a tackle from Lafferty. Prosas. McCulloch up with Fortune. Boyd now for McCulloch. Davis. Lafferty chasing this. And Louvens forces him into an error.
Oh, it's good pressure there from Glenn Louvens, but that's the danger for Celtic. You know, if they come on to Rangers too much, they might get picked off in the counter. Thankfully for Celtic, Andreas Hinkle is back on. He's a lucky boy.
Lafferty jeered now by the Celtic fans.
Well, this was a challenge on Andreas Hinkle, and he's a very lucky boy, Hinkle, because I think his leg's planted as the contact is made here. Absolute shocker.
Potential leg breaker. Here is Hinkle, moving away from Boyd. Nguemo. Samaras, David Weir quickly in, free kick Celtic.
Well, he did well to get his toe to the ball, Samaras, because I don't think he can do much with it. David Weir's right in his face. But by winning the ball, he wins the free kick, he wins it by a fraction there. And this is in a very decent position here for Celtic to go and work Callum McGregor.
They have a few who can have a go. Danny Fox scored a few free kicks in his time. And Robson, Samaras also over the free kick. Prosas there as well. Caldwell, I don't think it'll be him taking it though. The Rangers wall edging back. An anxious moment for the men in blue. Prosas looks like he might fancy this. It is Danny Fox, and straight at McGregor, despite a minor scare.
Difficult to score from that angle with the left foot. Got plenty of action on the ball. McGregor's angle spot on.
Davis. Edu. Patch up towards Lafferty, but it's going to carry to Borrett, who has had a rather quiet first half.
Well, Rangers can't really get out, and obvious to say they're missing Kenny Miller. They're certainly missing his willingness to chase anything knocked over the top.
Well, Rangers lost Nacho Novo early in this game. Let's get some news on him from pitch side. David Tanner.
Ian, it's a bad one for Nacho Novo. It's a hematoma that's bleeding within the muscle in his hip. He's got a huge ice pack on it at the moment. That type of injury can silence a player for a number of weeks. Could be a bad one.
Thank you, Dr. Tanner. Here's Fox. Samaras has tickled that past David Weir.
David Weir did well. He knew he was done for pace there, the big fella. Did well to get back and get it out of play, allows Rangers to get goal side again.
Rangers' injury problems piling up. And it's not like they have money to spend in January. Fortuné. Hinkle. McGeady now. Celtic can keep the pressure on. McGeady's cross is going to clear Fortuné. Hinkle. Crosas. And Broadfoot nudging it away, but McGeady's kept it in. He's not let that go for the corner. No respite for Rangers. Away by McCulloch. And Guemo feeding Hinkle. Promising this. Robson! It bounces off the bar from Barry Robson.
Well, at last Andreas Hinkle gets a good crossing. He's got time here to get it out of his feet, the German. 2 touches enough. Slightly behind Barry Robson. Doesn't even have to get off the ground here. Gets plenty of his neck into it. And he's a fraction too high. Celtic keep knocking at the door here.
Well, they've had a goal harshly disallowed and they've hit the bar. And they are dominant as far as attempts on goal are concerned. Nothing on target yet for Rangers. Nothing much happening for them at all. Maybe that will change here. Edu. Wilson. Only turned 18 last week, Danny Wilson. Tremendous prospect though, had a run in the side recently and looked the part. Davies for Edu. McCulloch. It's gone behind Broadfoot, who stumbled anyway.
Wrong side. They wanted it inside, Aidan McGeady there.
Broadfoot making that point. It's Watersmith's 47th Old Firm game. He's only lost 11. Remarkable record in Glasgow derbies. It's a fairly new experience in contrast for Tony Mowbray.
Well, I think that the worry for him, Ian, would be, and Celtic have played well, they've bossed the game. The worry is that they haven't had anything to show for it. And the lads in the studio will tell you, you can play in this fixture and have all the ball and then get done in one counter-attack. That's a worry for Tony Mowbray right now.
We've seen that a few times. Samaras, though, tried to feed Fortuné, cut out by David Weir. Robson. Samaras. Robson. Time to deliver. Danny Wilson steers it away, and so does Lafferty. Rangers certainly on the back foot in this first half. Crosas. Davis. Celtic have certainly bossed it. We're clutching Fortuné's shirt. He gets a goal kick.
He did really well again, David Weir. Every one of the centre-backs today can go really tight because there is no one in the central midfield of either side who's going to go in behind them.
We are with Rangers again next Sunday from noon on Sky Sports 2 in the Scottish Cup as they go to Hamilton Accies. Guemo lost it to Edu. Boyd now for Lafferty. Robson wrestles it back. Fortuné. Samaras. Papach covering.
Good cover, did well to narrow it there, Papach. Anticipated that David Weir was going to lose it.
While grappling with Boyd. Guemo for Fox. Straight down the middle. Celtic get the throw. Came off Davis. Fox could do with a few more tattoos on his arm, I reckon. There's a bit of bare skin there somewhere. Broadfoot. Tune not afraid to get physical. Papach gave it to Hinkle. That's a decent one for Robson. Waiting for others to arrive on the scene. Samaras. He'll need some assistance. Or will he? Yes, he uses Hinkle. Oh, and McGeady coming in.
Well, he looked favourite, but Kirk Broadfoot did so well here to come and squeeze. Another good ball in here from Hinkle. Aidan McGeady thinks he's scoring there. Broadfoot just gets enough of the squeeze on. Terrific ball in from Hinkle.
Agonising for Tony Mowbray, who knows that 3 points are pretty much a must for Celtic today, and they haven't been rewarded yet for their first half domination. Whittaker. And again. Rangers have barely had a shot in anger, but as Derby said, strange things can happen on Derby Day in Glasgow. Papach has made a hash of that though. Rangers without the likes of Bugera and Miller and Mendes and a few others. And of course losing Nacho Novo early on. Fortune. Crosas. Stray pass from the boy from Barcelona, which is unlike him. He's won it back now though. Fortune ran into Weir. Samaras takes over, he's in! And he's put it wide. What a miss from Georgios Samaras.
Well, he did well to win the first ball, did really well. And he has to take this really early. He's just trying to pass it inside the far post there. Rangers narrowing it as he took the shot there. He knows he's not going to get any time here. Has to take it early. And he's a yard out. But he did well to win it initially. Georgios Samaras made the chance for himself. And Tony Mowbray can't quite believe the way this game is unfolding for him.
Samaras missed a sitter at Hearts recently. That one was a little bit trickier there, but he missed that too. Just caught McCulloch off the ball then. Here's Whittaker. Boyd. Davis. Celtic gang up on Davis, but it's come kindly to Edu. And now Whittaker. Brave dive at his feet by Gary Colbert. Samaras escaping from Papach. Fortune in the middle. McGeady arriving. But David Weir calm. And Guemo has a blast and it spins away towards McGeady. McGeady across, and McGregor gets it at the second time after it came off Wilson.
Well, if Guemo goes in here, he's got to tap in. He just doesn't expect Alan McGregor to spill this. McGeady does brilliantly, slips through McGregor's arms there, and Papach reacts quickest, and Guemo just caught on his heels here, not expecting it to come beyond the Rangers goalkeeper.
It's a natural striker might have gambled on that, but with half-time fast approaching, it remains goalless. Celtic will wonder how. Watford has conceded a corner.
That's all he could do there, Kit Broadfoot. He had to win it.
The 45 minutes are almost up. Celtic have been in charge of this Old Firm game. Can they end the half on a high? The highest of highs. Taking the lead against their fierce rivals. We're into 2 minutes of stoppage time. Robson takes it. Samaras, let it drop. Tried to do too much, I think.
Oh, he could have hit it. It's a lovely touch on the chest there by Georgios Samaras to get it out of his feet on his right-hand side. This is a terrific touch to lose Danny Wilson. Just weight of numbers there beat him.
Leuven's now. Caldwell. Samaras. Last minute of the half. Robson. Weir's let that one go, but it's evaded Fortune.
Good cover from Kit Broadfoot at the back post there, just tucking in there beside his centre-backs. The ball takes David Weir out of the game. Broadfoot in attendance, making sure Fortune's not getting a free header.
Big concern that his side haven't made their pressure pay. Walter Smith slightly relieved at the moment because Rangers have offered little. But most games in football can change quickly, and this one certainly can. Who knows what awaits us in the second half on Derby Day in Glasgow. That's it, half-time. There's been a few big incidents though. None bigger than Marc-Antoine Fortune's disallowed goal. Georgios Samaras was through on goal but squandered his opportunity. Kyle Lafferty got a yellow when he might have got a red. It's been fairly fast and fairly frantic. We expect nothing else, but at half-time it's Celtic 0, Rangers 0.
Thanks very much, Ian and David. Well, it took about 20 minutes to get going here at Celtic Park, but now it's beginning to come to the boil. In a moment, we'll hear from Charlie and from Neil. But Celtic going at the break here at Celtic Park, somewhat aggrieved that they're not one up. Marc-Antoine Fortuné thought he scored a perfectly legitimate goal, not given. 0-0 here at Celtic Park. It's a fantastic atmosphere at this fixture. It's Celtic 0, Rangers 0, the second half now. Let's rejoin David Provan and Ian Crocker.
Well, Rangers may have a 7-point lead at the top of the SPL, but they've certainly been under the cosh here. And the major decisions in the game have gone their way. Marc-Antoine Fortuné's goal, wrongly disallowed, and Kyle Lafferty should have been sent off. Rangers lost Nacho Novo to injury early on. Maurice Edu replacing him. No further changes yet. Celtic it is who start the second half. They'll be kicking themselves that they aren't already in front in this Old Firm match. Fox. Guemo. Hinkle survived that horrible challenge from Lafferty.
I'd be very surprised if Rangers are as predictable in this second half here, and I'm sure that Walter Smith had plenty to say down in that dressing room. Surprised he hasn't tweaked his side, to be honest with you. The one thing that they have to do is try and get further up the pitch, because that back line is dragging the midfield back in top of them, and the midfield simply have too much ground to cover to go and support Chris Boyd. Hasn't had a sniff so far, and you just wonder if the script is written for him later on.
Celtic had a healthy lead when they went into the first Old Firm game of the season, but there's been quite a swing at the top since. Fortune for Samaras, but Danny Wilson first to it. Hinkle. Wilson, only as far as Samaras, who failed to connect.
It's a chance, it has to go down as a chance. When that type of opportunity falls to a striker, it has to go down as a chance. It's a half volley, but not particularly difficult. He has to do better than that, Georgios Samaras. I think his link-up play and his effort has been pretty good today, but he's on there to score goals, first and foremost.
Yes, he's only scored once in 10 Old Firm games. McGeady shakes off Whittaker. Just a little heavy for Fortune, nice idea.
Just a little bit too straight for Fortune. He's offered himself at either channel this afternoon. Looked pretty bright.
McGeady scored in the Old Firm opener this season from the penalty spot, and also did the same in the League Cup final last season when Celtic beat Rangers. Flicked on by Lafferty for Boyd, and Stephen Davis. Lafferty has come off Caldwell for a corner.
Well, that's much better from Rangers, much better support. Charlie was talking about getting Stephen Davis on the ball. He's playing in a more central position now, almost like a secondary striker. Stephen Whittaker playing right midfield, Lafferty shifted onto the left.
Well, Rangers needed a sense of purpose in this second half, having barely had a look in the first. Davis takes the corner. Caldwell cleared it. David Weir trying to rescue it, but Celtic bursting away. Only Papachinedou back for Rangers. Rangers exposed. It's Aidan McGeady, and he's put it wide, and the familiar story continues for Celtic.
Well, they had options there, Samaras. There's Antoine Fortune's busting a gut to get it up on the outside. He decides to switch it. Edu deliberately shows Aidan McGeady the outside. He shifted it well, but doesn't just quite get the cut spinning the ball he's looking for. He closes his foot on it, and it's never a danger.
Celtic rarely have problems creating chances, but scoring them has been another matter for Tony Mowbray. Plus some dodgy defending at times at the other end this season. Centre-half may well be high on his list of priorities in January. Caldwell having to hoist that away, and Rangers certainly buzzing a bit.
Oh, Celtic looking for handball there against Kyle Lafferty. Again, Steve Conroy appeared to be pretty close enough to call it. Didn't want to know.
Celtic certainly felt they should have had a free kick, but it is a Rangers throw. Broadfoot, corner, and this is much better from Rangers.
Well, it's exactly what Walter Smith would have demanded at half-time. Get your back line onto the halfway line and play from there.
Davis takes the corner, Samaras met it. Caldwell, it's Danny Wilson, and it's going to spin for another corner.
Well, Gary Caldwell did well to get out, because nobody else in green and white had an appetite to go and squeeze here. As it broke to Danny Wilson, Gary Caldwell the only one getting out there.
Well, the first 5 minutes of the second half, Rangers have probably already done more in an attacking sense than they did in the first. Davis tries again. McCulloch and Wilson went for it, and Caldwell was in the thick of it once more for Celtic.
I think Samaras is fortunate that he lost Danny Wilson at the corner. Boris got just enough on it.
Fortune. Papac will be first to it. Lafferty. Edu, terrible mistake from him. And Aidan McGeady. Big chance, not taken again.
Well, how many more? How many more chances? It's an unusually poor first touch from Aidan McGeady. Fortuny did brilliantly to play him in, but the first touch from McGeady put him wider than he wanted to be. He didn't get it out his feet. He's never really in a position to put his foot through it properly. What a chance.
Celtic are having one of those days in front of goal. They've had a few of them, to be fair, this season. Davis. Cut out by Leuven's. Hoisted high by Robson. It's going to drop for Papac. Davis. Leuven's keeping a watch on Boyd. Davis. McCulloch for Edu. Edu will get a free kick off Crosas.
Significant, Rangers are starting to get midfield players on the ball, getting a little bit of time to try and find Chris Boyd. That wasn't happening first half. They're much further up the pitch now.
Edu. Away by Leuven's, but only to Broadfoot, who pops it back quickly. Fox. Chris Boyd sliding in late. That's going to be a yellow card for Rangers' top marksman.
Yeah, I don't think it's as bad as Lafferty's on Hinkle. It's certainly a yellow card there. Well, Danny Fox knows he's coming. To be fair to Chris Boyd, he's trying to block it here. He's ahead of the baller's foot. Certainly the follow-through catches Danny Fox, but it's nowhere near as bad as Lafferty's on Hinkle.
Borac launching it. Won by Edu. Returned by Hinkle. Samaras. Shadowed by Broadfoot, and now Weir finds Davis. Leuven stood firm. Caldwell across. Rangers have livened up and joined the party in Glasgow's East End. McCulloch. Papac. It's Stephen Whittaker. It's Lafferty. Whittaker again.
Oh, I don't know why Lafferty took the pass inside. With a nice little pocket of space there inside left channel.
Samaras. Finding some space now. Robson. Hinkle arrives. Fortuny, and just nicked away in the nick of time. Fox returns it. Oh, and it's benched off Lafferty. Danny Wilson can boot it upfield. Is a goal coming in this Old Firm game? A free kick is certainly coming for Barry Robson.
Well, he played for it and he gets it, Barry Robson. One thing in his mind, get his body across Chris Boyd here.
That's cranked up the atmosphere a little, if it needed it. Robson's free kick, and Caldwell.
Well done, Kyle Lafferty. It's a horrible ball for Rangers to defend this. Dropped into the perfect area. It's Kyle Lafferty who put the squeeze on there. Did enough to foil Gary Caldwell, who must have thought he had a chance of getting something on target.
Whittaker, and Guemo steps in. Nguemo given permission to play today by the Cameroon manager, the former Rangers boss, Paul Le Guen. And he's off afterwards to the African Nations Cup. Fox for Nguemo. Robson, Crosas, Hinkle available. Hinkle delivers, but McGregor will grab that easily.
Poorest cross he's put in for some time, Andrew Hinkle. He had Barry Robson on his outside. Strikers always want to knock in early, though.
One of the Old Firm games here last season ended 0-0, but the other one certainly didn't. Rangers triumphant, 4-2. June won it. Samaras.
Well, again, he's got Barry Robson on his outside there, Samaras. It's a much simpler pass.
Wilson. Boyd. Left on his own. Whittaker. Davis has let it go for Broadfoot. Encouraging for Rangers. Hacked away by Louvens.
Getting much better support now, Rangers. When they get the ball wide, they're filling the penalty box now.
Papach. Louvens clears and Nagidi's onto it. And he's won his tussle with Davis. And then taken out by Lee McCulloch. And I think it's just going to be a warning for McCulloch.
Well, he forgets about the ball here, Lee McCulloch. All he's thinking about is Aidan McGeady. Takes none of the ball at all.
Well, he's escaped a yellow card. Danny Fox will take it. It's actually reached Robson. Celtic a little fortunate that it did, mind you. Crosas, Papach. Rangers get a throw. Robson not happy with Hinkle. Papach ordered back a bit. Caldwell. Fortuny. Wilson grappling. Louvens.
Hasn't been at it today, Glenn Louvens. A yard off the pace to me.
Approaching the hour. Still goalless. Boyd, Whittaker, Davis, McCulloch for Papach. Papach taking on Robson. And Boritz finding that rather awkward. It's a corner.
Just lost his bearings there after Boritz. Ends up outside his near post. Certainly intended as a cross here from Papach. Doesn't get his foot around it. And Boritz wisely takes no chances.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. He's been known to drop the odd high-profile clanger or two. Stephen Davis with the corner. Boritz unable to quite get to grips with it. McGeady returns it to Crosas.
How would you bet, eh? Couldn't call it. A much better contest in the second half. Celtic not having all their own way now.
Yes, Rangers have been stirred into life in this second half. Come on, everyone, get stuck in. The outcome of that is a free kick for Celtic.
Well, could have given 3 or 4 free kicks here, couldn't he, Steve Conroy?
There's a card coming out.
I think it's given against Stephen Whittaker.
Whittaker joining Boyd and Lafferty in the book. Everybody was piling in.
I think, to be fair, Ian, you know, this game for Steve Conroy, the referee, is only as easy as the players want to make it, and it has been fiercely contested, but by and large I think they've managed to get up and get on with it.
Fox up towards Samaras, away by Weir. Trousas won it. Fortune. Robson. Robson makes room for the cross. Weir has to turn it away. Ball right on Lafferty's shoulders. Davis. Edu advancing now.
Well, it might not be pretty, it's a terrific contest out there just now.
It's 100 miles an hour.
So much leg work going on out there.
Possibly a bit more than 100. Here's Fortune. He's wasted that.
Unless the ball gets a breather. Doesn't quite get the inside of his left foot around this, Fortune. He's only got Samaras in the central area in any case.
Hinkle. Samaras. Fox, McGeady. Robson. Couldn't find a way past Wilson, and had he done so, Rangers would have been in big bother.
Youngster's been terrific, hasn't he?
He certainly looks a player and a half, Danny Wilson. Here's Samaras, though, as Celtic come back for more. Danny Fox. Away by Wilson, then by Lafferty. Luvens. The quest for a goal continues at Celtic Park. Fortune. Caldwell.
Rangers have dropped off again. This is an exercise in patience for Celtic. Not a lot of space to work in here. Having to recycle it continually.
Samaras. A little bit of room, gets a free kick. Lee McCulloch, the offender.
Well, Lee McCulloch reckons that the two centre-backs, Danny Wilson in particular, should have been out quicker to Samaras here. He ended up having to make the challenge, never in a position to make a clean tackle.
McGeady. Luvens. Robson. Another free kick, a little bit closer in now.
Lovely feed from Barry Robson to do Sasa Papas. Talking about players being slow out to the ball. Papas is out really quickly here to squeeze, just done with a quick feed there. Well, Barry Robson, I'll be very surprised if Robson himself doesn't fancy this. Perfectly suited for a left-footed player.
"25 minutes left, and this is a major moment."
Steve Conroy's taking him back a few yards. Barry Robson reckons it's closer, but if anything, it gives him a yard or two more to get it up and back down.
You can feel the tension rising around this famous old ground. 60,000 fans here awaiting this free kick. Millions watching this colossal contest around the world. Could this be a defining moment? It's Barry Robson, and it's off target, and it isn't.
Well, never got his foot around it. McGregor not happy with the wall here for some reason. Well, it kind of split. Chris Boyd jumps, the hole opens up, but Barry Robson never got his foot around it.
Robson and Caldwell have both been linked with moves to Middlesbrough. Managed, of course, by the former Celtic boss, Gordon Strachan, who is here watching today. Boyd, Nguemo, Samaras away from Wilson that time. He's got Fortune alongside. Samaras goes for it himself, and it's a comfortable save for McGregor.
I think Antoine Fortune is offside here, and that's why Samaras, he did brilliantly to lose young Wilson. I think Fortune's gone offside, otherwise he'd have tried to find him. Did really well to lose the youngster. And I think Fortuny was a fraction offside. That's why Samaras decided to go solo.
Fox. High into the sky by David Weir. He'll be 40 at the end of the season. Not too old for this madness just yet, though. Hinkle. Fortune, Weir close to him, away by Davis. Nguemo. Samaras. Robson. Fortune, McGregor will claim it.
Broadfoot did well picked out there by Barry Robson. Had his head up, knew exactly where Fortune was. Not for the first time, Kurt Broadfoot did well to narrow it.
We've got Carling Cup semi-final action for you Tuesday 7:30 on Sky Sports 1 as Blackburn take on Aston Villa. It's on HD1 as well. Villa, of course, managed by the former Celtic boss Martin O'Neill, who will no doubt be watching this one. He always asks about Celtic every time you see him. Scott McDonald is going to be on shortly for Celtic. Surprisingly left on the bench today, their top scorer. And he'll be itching to have a go at Rangers. Edu. Wilson. Papac. Lafferty up against Hinkle. Into the last 20 minutes. McDonald arriving soon. Davis. Weir. Offside, Boyd.
I just wonder who's deepest here. It might have been Andrew Hinkle on the far side. It's not, it's Glenn Lubens. Oh, very little in it. Well, very little to work with, Chris Boyd.
They're certainly going for it, Celtic, because Mark Crosas is going off, and on comes Scott McDonald, who scored a famous Solstone winner at Ibrox last season. Celtic's top scorer will be eager to make his mark today.
Samaras coming left side here, Aidan McGeady going right.
Celtic 7 points behind. Even though they have a game in hand, that's a huge gap in the race for the title. Edu ran into Nguemo.
Rangers in no hurry to take it, just giving everyone a breather. He really has cracked on this, as we expected.
Powered away by Leuven's. Fortune. David Weir's fouled him. It's going to be a yellow card, I think, for David Weir. Yeah.
When David Weir ends up wrong side, he knows he's going to get done for pace. Again, it allows Rangers to get organised here. Fortune might have fancied taking him up the outside there, but once he's wrong side there, David Weir, Fortune was going nowhere.
That's 4 yellow cards for Rangers today, and Lafferty fortunate not to see red in the first half. Fox's free kick. McGeady drilled across and collected by McGregor, and Caldwell was down whilst all that was going on.
I just couldn't quite find the angle to cut it back there. Nice handshake there between Gary Caldwell and Lee McKellar.
Fox. McDonald. Oh dear. Ended up on the ground.
Gotta say, I didn't quite see this. I followed the ball here.
Don't play so wide. Get it.
Welcome to the game, Scott.
Gary Caldwell. Fortune. McDonald! Saved by McGregor.
It's good striking play, good understanding there. McDonald anticipating Fortune's going to win it. Decent knockdown, he has to take it early. David Weir getting across. And it's a pretty small target from that angle, but it's a very decent effort from Scott McDonald.
Culloch, Edu. Whittaker. Papach. Edu. That's a corner off Hinkle. A draw would certainly suit Rangers more than Celtic, but a win would put Rangers 10 points clear. Not in the game in the first half, they have been in the second half. Davis delivers. Boritz with a good punch on that, and he was fouled anyway.
Yeah, it's a very good punch. It's not a bad corner at all, dipping into the front post, and he takes a lot of pressure off the boys in front of him here after Boritz.
Tony Mowbray beat Rangers 4 times when he was manager of Hibs. Nguemo is down at the moment. And he is going to need some treatment.
I can only assume it happened at the corner. He's taking a knock in the mix there at the front post.
Nguemo on a season-long loan from Nancy. Tony Mowbray tried to sign him for West Brom, eventually got his man at Celtic. Into the last quarter of an hour of another episode in this long-running Old Firm saga. They don't do nil-nils very often. Edu, Davis. Here's Lafferty. And they're furious with him that he went for goal then.
Well, quite rightly so. He has to do better than that. The Rangers get really good support here. Boy, Davis, Edu. You know, if he throws it into the back post area. Over-ambitious, to say the least.
Walter Smith. Seen another player injured today, Nacho Novo. Already seriously short on numbers. As the manager and the coaching staff themselves are out of contract this month. Novo having to watch most of the game from the bench. The latest man to drop. Fortune. He's got the corner.
Oh, he did well. He got out of nothing, didn't he? Just came blindside of David Weir into the corner. And he did really well.
Anxious moment for Rangers then. Robson's corner, away by Lafferty. McDonald firing it back. Fox cleverly sets up Robson again. And Robson sends Davis the wrong way. But Lafferty helping out his defence. Here's Hinkle. Caldwell. McGeady skipped away from Whittaker. McGeady, McDonald! Scott McDonald comes off the bench to seize the moment, and it's a magic moment for Celtic. They have the lead in the New Year derby.
Well, he's got everything to thank Aidan McGeady for. The set-up play from McGeady is terrific. He did well, he's still in the first place. So many blue jerseys goal side, he makes half a yard. And as he throws it in, McDonald is level. I think it's Papas who's trying to step out. And from 4 or 5 yards, he's not going to miss. One thing in his mind, get it down into the ground. And either side of Alan McGregor, he's always going to score. But the set-up play from McGeady was different class. And you've got to say, on the evidence of what we've seen today, it's no more than Celtic deserve.
Yes, they are finally rewarded for their excellent exploits today. Scott McDonald's 4th goal in 10 Old Firm matches has propelled Celtic back into that title race for sure. Rangers rattled now. And Celtic Park is jumping. It took them a while. Penny's taking a picture to cherish the moment. Lafferty. Who can rescue Rangers, if anyone can? Lafferty's hung in there. It's a corner.
He did well to get it there. Kyle Lafferty nowhere to go there in the byline. That's about as much as he was going to get.
Well, typical of Scott McDonald to come on and score. Who will step forward for Rangers? The corner from Davis. And the goal from Lee McCulloch! How about that? For a swift response. Rangers are level straight away.
Difficult to see who he got across the front of, but it's a terrific front post run by Lee McCulloch. Well, he's one of the few who's not in the mix here. He gets half a yard across the front of Gary Caldwell. who's watching the ball, and McCulloch makes it his. It's a terrific header. Celtic no defender on the near post, and that is a terrific header from Lee McCulloch.
He's scored a few like that in his time, that's for sure. But a critical goal for Lee McCulloch. And Rangers respond immediately. Celtic Park has gone a little quiet now. Lee McCulloch was the man who stepped forward for Rangers, who answered the call and who rallied his team. Just 2 minutes and 22 seconds between the goals. Robson's free kick though, Loovens dropped behind McDonald and it was cleared by Broadfoot. Joy very short-lived for Tony Mowbray.
Well, you got to hand it to Rangers the way that they responded. When Celtic goal a goal up, you wouldn't have fancied Rangers at all. What a response.
And that is typical of the resilience of this Rangers
you're dead right.
side.
You're dead right, that's one thing they do have, a togetherness, a resilience.
They're certainly short on numbers. The squad is looking rather bare. Edu. As it stands, the gap at the top would stay at 7 points. Celtic know they need to push for a winner. Fairly routine goal for Celtic to concede, but then that's happened a few times this season. McGeady, who set up McDonald's goal. Robson! McGregor behind it, might have taken a little diversion en route.
I don't think he really gets it out of his feet to put his foot through it, Barry Robson.
Fascinating finale now. The old firm locked together at 1-1. Should be fine as far as Rangers are concerned, but Celtic need more out of this contest. McGeady, Hinkle, Samaras. Oh, an amazing save from Alan McGregor. It looks so goal-bound from Georgios Samaras.
Well, world class you would think. Absolutely top draw from Alan McGregor. Well, I mean, it's arrowing for the top corner, and he did brilliantly to get his left glove up. Top draw save.
That is one of the saves of the season, maybe the save of the season from Alan McGregor. Incredible. In by Robson and out by Papac. McGregor doing his bit for the Rangers' cause, but McGeady is running at Rangers again. And he's fed Fox. Screen by Weir. A breathtaking save from McGregor keeps Celtic at bay for now, with 5 minutes left. Call ball. McGregor will fancy that.
Just a little bit too straight from Gary Caldwell, but certainly the right idea. This stage in the game, Celtic have to go back to front, get the ball into the box a little bit quicker.
Rangers scoring with their only effort on target in this game.
I don't think that'll bother Walter Smith at all.
You take anything in these games?
Yeah, certainly next goal a winner, isn't it?
Celtic need it. They need 3 points to close the gap on their rivals. McGeady is in the mood. Fortune! Awkward angle and Broadfoot got across to block it.
Better first touch is in.
does have a body down. David Weir, but he's getting up now. Here's Papac. It's drifted away from Davis.
Quite sure what happened to David Weir. The wrestling with Scott McDonald, caught with the left arm of the little striker.
David Weir not listening to Scott McDonald's apology.
I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want it any other way in this game.
Together again. Caldwell. Fortune. Nguemo. It's a little loose. Lafferty onto it. McDonald. Davis. It's going to go away from Lafferty. Tense times for the managers with so much at stake in these matches. Tony Mowbray knows that Celtic really do need a victory here, having lost so much ground in the race for the title.
Yeah, I mean, if it stays this way, it's a terrific result for Walter Smith. Get out of town, you know, given the way that Celtic have bossed this game, to get out of town with a point would be terrific for them.
Edu. Davis. Davis still can't sneak it through to Whittaker. Hinkle in his way. Rangers aren't in a hurry. Nor should they be, because this will be a preferable result for them. Boyd. Shadowed by Caldwell. Boyd in no mood to budge, and he secures a throw. Last minute of the 90, I don't think there's going to be too much time added on. Whittaker. McGeady. Nguemo. Edu will pounce on that. Whittaker. Let McGeady slide in. Robertson's getting stuck in. McGeady. Donald for Samaras. He's found McGeady, but Papac will knock it out.
Well, did well to knock it out. Last thing he wanted there, Papac, was to allow Aidan McGeady to get him squared up there and running at him.
Caldwell. McDonald, Celtic's goal scorer. McGeady, the creator of that goal. Just 2 minutes added on. McDonald. And Broadfoot's going to have to boot that away for a corner.
Oh, Fortune's got to get across the front of Lafferty at the back post here. Look at Fortune. If he goes across the front of Kyle Lafferty, he's in there.
Many nerves are jangling now. Robson's corner. Caldwell rising. Lubens went for the overhead.
Good pressure from Boyd and Broadfoot. Chris Boyd knows he's liable to take a sore one here.
The referee gave a corner there initially, but quickly changed his mind. Tony Mowbray's running out of time. It looks like Celtic will stay 7 points behind their Glasgow and title rivals. They do have a game in hand at Kilmarnock. Another Old Firm game coming up at the end of February at Ibrox. McDonald for Nguemo. Celtic a team in need of 3 points. McGeady. Nguemo. Need to get it in the box soon. Hinkle for Nguemo. McGregor's having that. And what a vital save from him. An astonishing save to keep Rangers on course for a second successive title. Although many a point to be played for, yet it is a significant lead at the top. It's all over and it's all square. Scott McDonald came off the bench to put Celtic in front, but their lead lasted less than 2.5 minutes. Lee McCulloch's header levelling it for Rangers. But Alan McGregor certainly played his part with a fantastic save. One that simply took your breath away, and Walter Smith still has a 7-point lead at the top. Quite a few incidents along the way, there always is on Old Firm Day, and Celtic had a goal wrongly disallowed in the first half for sure. Eventful, incident-packed, plenty of hustle and bustle. It's ended, Celtic 1, Rangers 1.
Thank you, Ian. And no question about it, Rangers will be the happier of the two sides tonight. The lead at the top, still 7 points, but Celtic, of course, still with a game in hand. 1-1 it finished here at Celtic Park. So, Rangers with a 1-1 draw here at Celtic Park, and next Sunday we're with them again. This time it's the Scottish Cup. It's the 4th round. They're off to Hamilton, and you can watch it from noon, Sky Sports 2 and HD2. We had to wait a while, but we got goals, didn't we? We got 2, 1 apiece. Celtic 1, Rangers 1. As I say, Rangers no doubt the happier of the two sides tonight. In a moment, the thoughts of Charlie and of Neil here at Celtic Park. Scott McDonald, not for the first time, put Celtic up, but Lee McCulloch with a bullet header levelled it for Rangers, and that's how it finished. Moment went on, as Neil McCann rightly says, to get a 1-1 draw. Let's hear from the manager, Walter Smith. He's with David Tanner.
Walter, that was quite a game. What's your reaction to it?
Well, we were very fortunate to get a draw in today's game. There's no doubt about that. Celtic started the better side and probably were a dominant team throughout the 90 minutes. So, you know, from our own point of view, we've got away with a game that really, you know, we didn't put anything in terms of attacking or whatever, but we got a point, which is just about the only plus point of the day.
So was it not your plan then to come here and absorb and try and hit on the break? It just wasn't a day that it worked for you?
Oh, I'll give Celtic credit. I mean, they played very well in the game. They started very well. They were more aggressive than we were. They were quicker around the ball, and you know, it was a difficult afternoon for a lot of our boys.
How stretched has your squad been coming into this game today, particularly after Nacho Novo's injury?
I mean, you know, recently there we've been playing with Novo, Beasley and Miller, who give us a bit of pace and movement up front. We lost Matt today, but don't take anything away from Celtic. They played very well today, created a number of opportunities which they contrived to miss. You know, Alan McGregor having one terrific save on the second half of the game. But you know, from our own point of view, we kept pegging away. You know, that's something that we have done on a regular basis, even when we haven't played well, you know, over the last few seasons. We managed to peg away. We did that, and we got a goal from a set piece, which you know, got us the point. So obviously, from our own point of view, delighted that we managed to do that.
Rangers were only behind for 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So can you take some heart from the fact they showed a bit of guts coming back into the game so soon?
Well, I felt the second half we did a little bit better. Well, it wouldn't have been difficult to do any better than we did do in the first half, when we didn't play very well at all. So, you know, from our own point of view, as I say, we're delighted that we got a point from a game which really we shouldn't have got one.
How significant might Alan McGregor's late save be, and how significant might that point be in the run-in?
Well, I mean, they all count. I mean, and obviously from our own point of view, you know, we were probably at the draw suited us far better than it did do Celtic. But you know, you got to look at our performance overall. Recently, there we've been playing very brightly. We've been playing quite well. But today, you know, we really weren't at the pace of the game at all.
Walter, thanks.
Thank you.
Charlie, Walter Smith there being, well, the Celtic manager is with David Tanner.
Tony, can you believe that Celtic haven't won that game?
Yeah, I've seen it most of the season. To be fair, we've played pretty well today, as we have a lot of games this season, and for whatever reason we've dropped points along the way. Again, I can only judge my team, and we played on the front foot today. We pushed them back. We created enough opportunities to have won the game, and yet, you know, we suffered from a set play equalizer. They've got a lot of big boys, though. They're always quite strong on set plays, but frustrated because we'd handled them well for the majority of the game.
You were only ahead for 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Were you angry about the defending at the goal?
Well, listen, you never like to concede goals. Was I angry? It's, I think, as I said, we defended the set plays reasonably well all day, which was always a major threat from Rangers. But you know, disappointing, I think, is the adjective to use. I think we felt as if we did enough today to come away with 3 points. Generally, as I say, the play was flowing towards their goal. They had sporadic attacks, but generally, again, I can't remember Arthur making a save. But there you go. That's football. We have to take it on the chin and move on.
Rangers indeed had only one shot on target, and that was the goal. Does that give you any heart, or do you just have to look up front and say these are chances that should have been put away?
So all season long, I've got you've got to believe in your team. You've got to trust your team, and all season long, the team have been playing on the front foot and creating chances and you know, winning games, but dropping points along the way through missed opportunities at times. And as of today, it's a bit of both, really. I think we did have some good chances to score goals today, and a frustration of a set play goal conceded. But generally, the team are in a positive mode. They'll take the positives from that game and the game at Ibrox, where we felt we were on the front foot as well, and believe that as the season unfolds and the games that are left to go, we can our ultimate quality will come out on top.
Do you feel that Scott McDonald might have earned or might have deserved a place in the starting lineup? Because that's going to be one of the big talking points after the game, as you would imagine, given he came on and scored.
I don't know. I'm not too bothered. I don't think there was much wrong with the team, with the starting lineup. To be fair, as you've alluded to, we were very much in the ascendancy for most of the game. It's Scott McDonald, we know, is a goal scorer and can take chances. That's what he's all about. And you know, you could argue about him on from the start. You could also argue that it was a decent decision to leave him on the bench and stick him on like an angry wasp running around trying to score a goal, which he did. And I know he can do that. He's done that for me before this season. Came off the bench and scored 2 at Falkirk. So no problems with the selection of the team today. And as I say, I thought they didn't quite get what they deserved. Should
Marco Fortune's goal have stood in the first half?
I don't know. I haven't seen no reruns of it. I'm sure we'll have all debated it. And I never really complain about what the officials say. The referee obviously saw a free kick and he gave a free kick, and so the game goes on.
Can you catch Rangers?
Oh, undoubtedly we can catch Rangers. I think what will we be if we're now a game in hand, 4 points behind. I think at this stage last year, Celtic were 7 points in front and ultimately didn't win the title, and so we've got less of a task than they had last year. So, as I say, there's enough evidence today to suggest that we can win a lot of football matches. The team's coming together, and we're looking forward to the second half of the season.
Tony, thanks.
Cheers, David. Thank you.
Tony Mowbray there with David Tanner after that 1-1 draw here at Celtic. Talking to David Tanner.
Aidan, do you feel frustrated not to have won that game?
Yeah, of course you feel frustrated. I mean, to score, with 10 minutes to go, you think you're going to hold on to, you think you're going to hold out for the win, and then 2 minutes later, Rangers got the park and score. It's frustrating, but I suppose it's we plotted our own downfall because we missed so many chances. I mean, I missed a couple myself, and we had a lot of chances to score, and we really should have won the game before the end.
There were a lot of chances. Is there a lack of belief sometimes up front?
I don't think so. I think if you look at the past few games, we've been creating a lot of chances and more often than not sticking them away. But just today it wasn't to be. I mean, the first half especially, I thought we were the dominant team, and I think we should have been 2 or 3 up at half time, but just one of those games when you can never write Rangers off. They came back straight up the park and scored, and I mean, credit to them, you know, for I'll never say die attitude, but it's really down to us that we didn't win the game.
Should Fortune's goal have scored in the first half, which would have made a difference?
To be honest, I've not seen it again. It was just a sort of miss kick from me. It's on high in there. And, I think some of the boys I spoke to said it should have stood, but I've not seen it.
From your own point of view, how pleased were you to have had a part in the Scott McDonald goal, and were you surprised that he didn't start the game given his form in this fixture?
Yeah, well, obviously I was surprised, but the manager wanted to go with Marco. He feels he's been doing well the last few games when he's been coming on, and he's been doing well in training too. So I think he just felt he'd go with him. It's a manager's decision. Marco played well, and Scotty, but he's one of those players. You know, you stick him on, he's always going to get in the chances and score goals. And obviously I was delighted that he was there at the back stick just to nod that in. I thought, well, you know, everybody was delighted. Also looking forward to the next 10 minutes holding it for 3 points, but just disappointing in the end.
Man of the match, Aidan McGeady, talking to David Tanner. Charlie.